I'm an Australian with a Filipino family background, and as a child in Australia, was given the opportunity to take lessons in language of my own heritage. I've heard people who are first or second generation immigrants say that certain moments or connections can trigger a feeling of deep connection to their background. For me, my identity with my heritage was increased as I've gotten older. Sharpening links of language was significant in those early days. Soaking in the presence of grandparents and their stories was something as I got older. As were realizations of parental sacrifices and then my own independent decisions to visit the Philippines and allow the connections to grow. Since my wife and I had our son Moses, a new dimension of all this has been added. Not only does this little guy share some features of our appearance, but the blood of our heritage and the branches of our family trees too. I've already started sharing stories with Moses about our past, and I keep thinking about effective ways of continuing that with him as I appreciate his little boy personality more and more. In fact, not only as a male myself, but as a teacher of adolescent boys, I'm often evaluating ways of allowing those emerging young men to feel confident to share their stories. And in doing so, to unpack their questions, their dreams, and their possibilities. Deepening my connection with my own cultural story, along with being encouraged by good mentors to articulate their aspects of what it is to be me, have been so important in giving me a sense of hope and choice in my directions. Various means can prompt this. For me, I love sports. And I find that whether with my little son Moses or with the boys that I coach, sharing in the energies of sport and exercise tends to free the channels for the natural sharing of life stories. I can't count the number of times or unexpected great conversations I've had sitting beside a basketball court. For me, all of this connects to faith in God as well, my own faith, and that of my son and my students. If I think about when my faith started growing in significance to my life, it was through people who related and connected to the real stuff of my life, typically explored. And they were people who seemed to be enlivened by a real God and the real story of their own everyday lives. When I find myself shooting some buckets and some spontaneous sharing happens, I'm never now surprised that at my son's bedside that night or in class the next day, some of the most meaningful shared prayer and God stuff can occur just naturally.